Hey vinyl community, it's Michael. Welcome back to Near Wild Heaven. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you all had a good record store day. I had a pretty good one. I went out to Lakewood yesterday and went to two of my favorite record stores. And so what I'm going to show you here is a few things I got online and then the stuff I got from a separate reality and my mind's eye. So, up first, online buys. This is Black Angels. It's live at Levitation. This is really good. I love the Black Angels. They're one of the few newer groups that I really like. They've been around for a while, but they're still putting out albums and stuff. But this is really good. If you like droney psychedelic stuff, this is great. If you haven't heard of the Black Angels, check them out. They're a modern psychedelia band, just so good. What more can I say? Just a great album by the Black Angels, live at Levitation. Really good stuff. And up next, the next online purchase. This is The Beat of the Earth, self-titled. This is their first album. I showed another one by them a few videos back. It was called Electronic Hole. That was their second album. This is their first one. This is a unofficial release. It's not sanctioned by the band or anything, but it's pretty good. It's pretty much like their first, the other one that I showed, the Electronic Hole. If you like that one, you'll definitely like this one. It's more of the same, just psychedelic jams. It's all the way through on both sides. Um, but just, yeah, really good stuff from the Beat of the Earth. If you don't know about them, check them out. A great unknown psychedelic band from the 60s. And then this one, this is Sudden Death. I got this from Dylan at Noble Records. This is exclusive Noble Records pressing. It's on a label called Ancient Greece. Um, but yeah, this is really good. Hard and heavy, uh, 70s hard rock. What happened was in 1971, I'm not sure too much on the details, but some radio station had a contest to find a band who sounded like Black Sabbath, and these guys were the winner. And the first prize was studio time to record an album, which is what this is. They won the contest, they went in a studio and laid down these tracks, but then nothing ever happened. It was never released until, what, 25, 30, almost 50 years ago. This is 2023. So it was originally recorded in 1972. So, yeah, but this is great. If you like Black Sabbath, this isn't quite up to par as Black Sabbath, but it's up there and it's really good. This is Sudden Death, their one and only album, made in 1972 but released just this year. Great stuff. I'm not sure if Dylan has any more of those left, but he had put up a video and there was a link to it. I happened to see it, so I linked the video to order the album, and it came in a couple of weeks. But great album. Okay, so that was all of the online purchases from last month. The next stuff I'm going to be showing, this is from my mind's eye. Or no, I'm sorry. This is from a separate reality. Uh, a Separate Reality doesn't participate in Record Store Day because he just sells all used stuff. So he doesn't have anything brand new sealed in a store, so he doesn't participate in that. But I found some pretty good stuff in there. And first one up, this is The Leaves, Hey Joe, 60s garage band. Um, Not really sure where they're from, but yeah, this is a classic garage rock album. I haven't really had a chance to listen to this yet. I've heard some of it. I know the song Hey Joe, it's on the Nuggets compilation. Um, but yeah, I haven't really got a chance to listen to a lot of these, so I'm just giving you a off the cuff review of what I can remember of it. But yeah, classic garage rock from the Leaves. This came out, I believe, in 1966. This is a German reissue from 1981 on the Line Records label. And uh, it's just black vinyl. Comes in a nice polyline sleeve, and it's on Line Records. But great stuff. If you like garage rock, you like this 60s garage sound, this is a classic album. Great stuff from The Leaves. Hey Joe. And up next, this is a band that I've kind of never really listened to when they were around in the 60s. This is The Electric Flag. Name of the album, A Long Time Coming. This is really good. It's kind of blues rock, some psychedelic thrown in. There's keyboards. There's even a sitar on this, trumpet, baritone sax, drums by Buddy Miles, guitars by Michael Bloomfield, keyboards by Barry Goldberg. Both of them were, both of them were in the Blues Project, which is another great band that doesn't get a whole lot of recognition in the vinyl community. But yeah, really good stuff from the Electric Flag. A long time coming. They do a killer version of Killing Floor, an old blues standard. That was originally written by Charlie Burnett. But yeah, really good stuff. You like 60s psychedelia with touches of like R&B. Really good stuff. Electric Flag, A Long Time Coming. And up next, this one was a blind buy for me. This is Tangerine Zoo, another psychedelic album from the 60s. This is on, the cover says mainstream. It has a mainstream logo that's on most every mainstream album. But the weird thing is, the record itself isn't on mainstream. There's no label title at all on this. So I'm thinking somebody got a reissue that's on this label, probably an unofficial reissue, and stuck it in a newer outer cover. It's the only thing I can think of why it's like this. But yeah, it's a really good album. Psychedelic. There's some organ in it. It's like organ and guitar dominated. It's like I don't really know who to compare them to, but really good album. Really enjoyed this one a lot. Tangerine Zoo from 1968, I believe. But yeah, really good stuff. And up next, this is the Projection Company, Give Me Some Lovin'. This is another one of those exploitation albums. A bunch of studio musicians went in the studio and recorded a bunch of psychedelic stuff. This one has the cover of the Spencer Davis group, Give Me Some Lovin', and the rest are all originals. Although I think some of the stuff was on some of the other exploitation albums I have, but under different title, which was a common practice among these type of records. But yeah, the musicianship on these are fantastic. I mean, these guys were studio musicians. They probably played behind a lot of well-known artists, and then they did stuff on their own, and they just let loose and went crazy. And this was the result. But really good stuff. If you're into this kind of thing, you want to check this one out. This is the Projection Company. Give Me Some Lovin'. And up next, this album I've seen shown by several people lately. This is Lothar and Hand People, their first album on Capitol Records. This is a reissue from the 70s. It's an abridged version of the original album. I think there's 2 songs that aren't on here that are on the original album. But other than that, the cover's the same. Everything else pretty good, kind of quirky, electronic. Lothar, of course, is a theremin, and the Hand People are the rest of the guys in the band. That's where they got the name from. But great stuff if you like strange psychedelic, not really that psychedelic, but 60s oriented experimental pop. So really good stuff. Lothar and the Hand People. And okay, that was all the stuff from A Separate Reality, and now I'll show you what I got from My Mind's Eye, and that will include the Record Store Days stuff. But this first one, this is Spaceman III, Taking Drugs to Make Music to Take Drugs to. Sounds like a plan to me. But yeah, this is really good. If you like Spacemen III, psychedelic, droney, sometimes Velvet's influenced, but really good stuff. I think I saw Vinyl Richie showed this not too long ago. Really good stuff. Love this album. This is actually rehearsals. This isn't the actual recording for the album. This is rehearsals for the album. I haven't heard the actual studio rendition of any of these tracks, so I can't really compare them. But what I hear on this album is fantastic. I love Spacemen III. Just about everything they do is great. So Spacemen III, Taking Drugs to Make Music to Take Drugs to. Excellent album. Up next, this is Dead Moon. I've heard a lot about this band, but never really heard anything by them. But I know that the leader of the band here, Fred Cole, he was in the Lollipop Shop, which is an excellent psych band from the garage psych from the 60s. From that, he went on to form in 70s. Sometimes there was he had a band called the Rats, kind of punked out punk band, and then he did Zippers, and then he did Dead Moon, and this is probably besides the Lollipop Shop, this is probably his most well-known band. But yeah, really good stuff. Punk. Like I said, I haven't really gotten a chance to listen to this stuff, but I've heard a few songs by them. I really like it, so I want to start picking up more of their records. But yeah, Dead Moon. This album is called Trash and Burn from 2013, so 10 years ago. But great stuff from Dead Moon. Check them out if you don't know about them. And up next, this is Silver Apples Contact. This is a reissue from Jackpot Records. I have their first album, the silver foiled cover with the apples on the front. That one's really good. I like it a lot. It's quirky, it's trippy, kind of psyche at times. This one I haven't really had a chance to listen to, but I've heard good things about it. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to like this one too. Silver Apples Contact. Jackpot release. I think this came out 2007 it says, but I don't recall seeing it that early. I've only seen it in the last year or so. But anyway, yeah, really good stuff. Silver Apples Contact, their second album. And up next, compilation. You've seen this before. This is Wayfaring Strangers. This is put out by the Numero Group. This is similar to the Brown Acid series. This one, I guess it's going to be a continuing series, but this one is called Acid Nightmares, which is all 70s stuff. But this comes with a really cool book that features every band that's on the album. TNS, a band called Acid even. Whistler's Mother. Really good pictures there. Lots of info on the bands. There you go for that. This one, I can't even read that one. But there you go. Really good stuff. Again, I haven't got a chance to listen to this, but I know it's going to be pretty good based on this cover alone. I mean, look at that cover. Fantastic artwork. Really good stuff. Can't wait to really listen to this one. Wayfaring Strangers, Acid Nightmares. Okay, and now for the Record Store Day stuff. The first one I got here is Captain Beefheart and the Magic Band. I'm going to do what I want to do live at my father's place in 1978. The material on here is from his later period. He does do some stuff from like his early stuff. He does Safe as Milk and Dropout Boogie, Abba Zaba, and he also does a couple of songs from Trout Mask Replica, like the Floppy Boot Stomp. But most of it is from his album Bat Chain Puller, Shiny Beast Bat Chain Puller. That was his comeback album in the late 70s. But again, I haven't got a chance to listen to this stuff yet, but this was one of the few albums that I wanted that were Record Store Day releases. But I love Captain Beefheart. Some of his live stuff is kind of iffy if you find any of the like live bootlegs and stuff. But this is taken from an FM broadcast. So this was originally released in, I'm not even sure, I think in the early 2000s. It was released on CD, and supposedly it has pretty good sound, so uh, we'll see. I'll be playing this later. But Captain Beefheart and the Magic Man, uh, first RSD release. Next up, this is the one that I really wanted, was Generation X, their debut album, reissue, of course, exclusive RSD release. It's on this weird piss yellow vinyl. Uh, but yeah, I like this album. I had it years ago. Uh, Lost it along the way somewhere. But always liked this album. This is weird too, is it opens from the top. I think the originals were a side loader, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, Generation X, the debut album, classic band. Everybody knows Billy Idol. I prefer this over Billy Idol's solo stuff. I think his solo stuff kind of just doesn't hold up that well anymore. Maybe a couple of songs do, but for the most part, I kind of find his stuff kind of boring. But this is great. It's poppy, it's punky, just really good stuff from Generation X. So there you go for that one. And finally, the last one here. This is one I really, really wanted. This is Pere Ubu, Raygun Suitcase. It originally came out in 1995. It was their first album. It was like a comeback album for them. They went through a period in the 80s where they tried to be more commercial and they did like more pop oriented songs. And I guess they got kind of tired of doing that because even though they were trying to be commercial, they still didn't make much of an impact on the charts. So they went back to their more dark, punkier sound, and this is really good. I love this album. Great songs on it. The Folly of The Folly of Youth, a song called Beach Boys, which is really good. The whole album. Plus, this is a remixed version. This sounds different. I have this on CD I bought when it first came out back in the 90s, and this sounds different. It's been remixed, and it has a different sound to it than the CD from what I remember. But yeah, it's really good. If you like Pere Ubu, you like avant-garde, kind of post-punk sounds of the late 90s or mid 90s, check out Pere Ubu. Great band from Cleveland. They've been around since the early 70s in one form or another. But yeah, great stuff. So that's it for this week. Hope everybody had a happy record store day. I hope everybody's doing well. Thanks to everybody who's subscribed to me in the last week or so. And I guess that's it for this one. And take care, BC. See you later.